recently reading about the Catholic Church's stance on the fact that Muslims um,
That one
follow the
again?
same God. I cannot believe that. Do you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, that's okay. I know you
so
don't mean
what's
it. It's
your
not recent anyway. It's
so,
not
so what's
recent.
your thoughts on it then?
I've done a session on it, but when you say not the same God, now I'm going to ask you some questions. So walk through. Your
Sure.
sound is not the best, but it's okay. I
Okay,
mean, we can hear
one
you, but
second. I can change it. One second.
yeah, because I can hear you, but it's almost like in an echo chamber.
Is that better now?
Okay, so listen. All right, good. Jews, do they worship your God?
Uh, no, not quite in the same way. I would say.
Okay, that's not the same thing as saying they don't worship your God. You're saying they worship the God you worship, but not in the same way. So
Yeah,
do they worship
yeah,
your
I would
God?
say so. Yeah.
Why? They don't believe in the Trinity.
Well, I think they could worship the same God, but incorrectly. Would I be
So
correct in saying that?
that's what the Catholic Church would be saying about the Muslims.
Okay.
Because they profess not Krishna, Vishnu, Shiva, the God of Abraham. Because
Okay.
if you read it carefully, it says they profess, like us, that they adore the God of Abraham. Meaning, at least they're saying it's the God of Abraham that's the true God, not the foreign gods of the nations.
Okay.
Now, don't the Jews also profess to worship the God of Abraham?
Yes.
But neither one of them believe the God of Abraham is a triune God.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's true.
therefore, if we say Muslims, now I'm going to go deeper. I'm not, so bear with me. Therefore, if we say Muslims ipso facto, without qualification, don't worship the same God we do, then you got to say that about the Jews.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent because it's not a
Mm-hmm.
Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's go a little deeper. There is a sense in which Jews, Christians, and Muslims have the same God in view when they speak of the God of Abraham. What do I mean? When I ask the Jew, do you worship the God of Abraham? Yes. Muslims, you worship the God of Abraham? Yes. Christians, you worship the God of Abraham? Yes. So we all profess. That's why it says profess, right? That's why it says profess, right? Because
Yeah.
I can't. Okay. And if you sit down, it'll be good for you, brother. You keep moving around. You're getting me nervous. You're moving around.
I was
Okay.
just moving the cat out. The cat was trying to jump on me.
Okay.
So.
So it says they profess. So we all profess to worship the same God of Abraham. Well, that's true. We all
Yeah.
profess to worship the same God. They're not saying we worship Krishna or Zeus. Now, with that said, there's a level in which not only Muslims, not only Jews, but Christians are ignorant of the nature of God. Because you said, yes, the Jews worship God, but incorrectly. But my
Mm-hmm.
question to you is, how many Catholics that go to church even know what the Trinity is, let alone realize they're worshiping the Trinity?
I think a lot probably don't. Yeah. I think people are poorly catechized. I know I was poorly catechized. So yeah.
Okay, so let's go with that. Since you have Catholics who are raised in a Trinitarian church who don't even know the Trinity and don't know what it is to worship the Trinity, why then would we expect Muslims and Jews to be better informed?
Well, I suppose we couldn't, could we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now let's take this a step
Yeah.
further. The average Muslim doesn't even know who Allah is according to their sources, let alone the God of Christianity. Okay, now let's speak in. We're talking about the general populace. We're not talking about scholars because I'm going to walk you through this.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to walk you through this. The average Muslim doesn't even know who Allah is because they're not studious. They don't study the Quran, especially in Arabic. They don't pursue the prerequisite knowledge of Islamic theology. They're just cultural Muslims. Like you have
Yeah.
cultural Christians, whether Catholic, Orthodox. So to
Mm-hmm.
them, they don't even know who Allah is. To them, Allah is simply the God of Abraham, the God who sent Muhammad, and we want him to be happy with us on the day of judgment. That's it. So
Yeah.
when we take
Yeah.
that into consideration and we try to see how God sees it, God sees a Muslim who doesn't know his own faith, let alone the Christian faith, who hasn't been given the clear revelation of Jesus Christ and the revelation of God in Jesus Christ, this is all he or she has to go by because they don't know any better. Do we then assume the God whom we worship, who wants all men to be saved, does not take that into consideration?
Well, so God meets us where we're at, basically. Is that what you're saying? So
Yes.
if
Yes.
people have a poor understanding, like that's why I know you've used the example before where you say, there's an old Protestant lady who loves Jesus. She's not technically in the fullness of the faith of the
Exactly.
Catholic Church. She doesn't go to communion or go to confession, but the Lord meets her where she's at. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. What I'm saying now, Protestants do acknowledge the Trinity. So they're in the same camp as the
course.
poorly catechized Catholics.
Mm-hmm.
Poorly catechized Catholics, and let's say a Protestant who doesn't know any better, doesn't know church history, doesn't know what actual Catholic teaching entails. They don't know. Like here, look at you. You're a Catholic. You got scandalized by the statement found in the Catechism regarding that Muslims profess to worship and adore the same God of Abraham that Catholics do. That bothered you as a Catholic.
Well, yeah. I wouldn't say it bothered me. I just did not understand. I couldn't begin to understand it. Knowing what I know
You
from
did
your
say,
sessions about Islam and knowing about the Islamic sources and all the problems there, so that it did, it did
but you
confuse
did
me.
say
So
earlier, I cannot accept it. I won't accept it. So you're bothered by it. But you know why?
yeah.
Because you're different. Meaning, if you
Mhm.
actually look at that statement in the Catechism, it's in the context of people of other faiths who haven't been given the clear revelation of the fullness of truth in Jesus Christ. It's in that section. I know because I did a session on it. So
Excellent.
it's
That's
answering
yeah.
the question. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying
No,
something?
that's great. I really appreciate it, Sam. I'll have to go and watch that session.
Yeah, I'll get you the link. But I'm going to walk you through this. Go ahead. You want to say something else? Did you want to say something else before?
No, I don't want to take up too much time. I only want to say one more thing. There is a video that was released on YouTube. I think it was a few days ago that I think you should watch. It's called 21, and it's about. I don't know if you've seen it. In 2015, ISIS killed, I think, 21 Coptic Christians.
I want to share that. The martyrs, the holy martyrs of the Coptic faith.
And I was crying, honestly. This video is so touching. It's a video about their story, and it's like an animated video. It's just called 21. It was released a few days ago. It's just 21, 2-1. And I would just say watch it. It's very touching.
Well, glory to God, I will. Anyway, now what's amazing is... All right, brother. God, thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, brother. You leaving or are you listening? Because I don't know.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, so when I was trying to answer, you go, okay, thank you, Sam. I thought you're leaving. I'm like, okay, I'm confused. You got me so discombobulated.
I do have to go in a few minutes. But I just wanted to thank you.
Come back when you have more time, and then
God bless you, Sam. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
God bless you, brother.